Hey guys, welcome to week 1 and workout number 1 for the Hunter Conditioning Program. For those of you that have just got out of the hills, if you've been hunting on the Saturday or the Sunday, and this is the case throughout the program as well, if you have had a weekend of hunting and sort of hard yards out there, then instead of doing this interval training session on a Monday, you can swap that out for a steady state cardio session. Okay, so today's workout entails a warm-up, so 10-minute warm-up of your choice. Do whatever you like, whether it's skipping, walking, jogging, cycling, up to you. I've just jogged down here, so it's a 10-minute run from my house to here. And we're going to work through 8 different stations today on our circuit. So stations are alternating lunges, mountain climbers, alternating reverse lunges, front plank, hip bridge, squats, alternating plank, and then we finish with our good old faithful burpees. Okay team, so if you're on the intermediate fitness level, you guys are going to be doing the same exercises as the advanced level. Everything else remains the same. Got your 1 minute of cardio block on the end. If you need to take any options or scale things back from there, that's entirely up to you. Okay team, so our first exercise, we're on the clock now. We've got alternating lunges, so backwards and forwards. Try and get as many reps as you can done in the 60-second block. So it is real time. So you actually don't need a timer. You can use my timer. Nice and straight in the lunges. Trying to get your balance position. So when you come back each time, feet together, push forward. If your legs are a little bit sore, hopefully this might limber them up a little bit. It's a good mobility exercise as well, because you can increase the length of your lunge and get a bit of a stretch through that back hip flexor there. Okay, we've got our rest. Okay, so I'm on the 60-20. So 60 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Next exercise that we're moving on to are our mountain climbers. Okay, so we're in a push-up position on the ground. Just here. When our timer goes off, we get straight into our work. So we're trying to go nice and fast. Trying to lock the wrists underneath the shoulders, so we're flat and we've got those knees that are just off the ground, not too far off the ground there. Core exercise and cardio, plus you get a bit of endurance work through your shoulders and your triceps. Keep your hips down. My knees are just grazing the grass there. "60 seconds of work. Feel the core working. Almost there. Nice. Okay, next exercise. We've got alternating reverse lunges. So these are on a bit of an angle. Good exercise to strengthen our glutes, both sides, and a little bit of work through those quads too. Okay, going on the angle. So when we're doing a step, we take the back foot across and get down nice and low. That's it. So it's important to do some of these strength and conditioning exercises. We can't just carry packs all the time. Good to do exercises that build these muscle groups that we actually need to focus on. And that back knee out nice and wide if you can. That's it, nice work. Trying to keep that knee at the front sort of in line. It's in the middle of the body there. That's it. Not so much about getting heaps of reps. Okay, we rest there. Next exercise, guys, we're on the front plank. Because we're on the advanced level, we're going to do a slightly different option. So we're going to go feet out, feet in. Just go on this angle so you can see. 1 minute. Right. Feet out and feet in. Doesn't matter what order you use, it's up to you. Try and focus on keeping your hips down as well. Very easy with this exercise to put your hips up high. Want to keep them flat, I want to keep the feet moving. Nice. Cool. So move on to hip bridges next. Hip bridges target the hamstrings. Hamstrings are here. Glutes, a bit lower back. Lying down on the back. Take one leg up. One there. Push the hips up. Down. Go for 10. 9. And 10. Change legs. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're pushing through the heel of the foot there. 6, 7, 8, 9. Change back to the other side after 10. Straight in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Switch across. 2, 3, want to get an even number at the end. 4, 5, 6, nice. Hamstrings are doing some work there. Next exercise, guys, we're on to squats. Challenge is to do some squat jumps. Woo! On a bit of an uphill here. Ready to roll, squat jumps. Have your hands out the front if you can. Soft landing. Almost there. Nice. Good burn on the quads there. The quads. 4 muscle groups in the top of the thigh. Move on to alternating plank. So it's a rolling plank. Alternate between front and sides. You can hold each position for as long as you want to. It's up to you. So this way we're working through the obliques and also through the front of the core as well. Across to here. Try and keep your feet nice and straight. I'll just show you from the side here. Nice big open, shoulders back. I'm targeting a lot of obliques here, which are your underside there. To the front, come back to the side. Just going for our time. Nice. End of the set. Have burpees now, team. Create some space. Woo. Warm day. Nice job, team. Woo! So that's one round. Objective is to get through 5 rounds. When that timer goes off, we go for a 1 minute run. Ready, set.
Activity completed.
Go. 1 minute run. Nice job. So that's a bit of a cardio kicker, that one. So we're going to go back into the start again. We've got 4 more rounds of the circuit to complete. So get your timer, reset it, and then we're into our next round. Let's go. Okay guys, so if you're working through the starter fitness level options, you're setting 30 seconds of work to 15 seconds of rest. We've got 8 exercises, timer set up. I'll do it with you in real time, so you don't have to set your timer. But yeah, we'll rip into it. Let's get on the roll. Okay guys, into our work. We've got alternating lunges to start with. I've got the timer set up here, so you shouldn't need one. Try and get in as many lunges as you can. Breathing's important. Balance is important. Short and sharp. 30 seconds of work, 15 seconds rest. Okay, we rest there. Next exercise we're going to move on to is the mountain climber. Not a literal mountain, but we start in the push-up position, so join me here. Bring the knee towards the elbow. Try and keep your back nice and flat. And we're doing these nice and slowly. If you can't maintain these, just hold a static plank position, suspended plank. And we've got 30 seconds of work. We want to try and get as much work as we can in 30 seconds. Good, rest. Okay, next exercise. We're going for alternating reverse lunges. So these are going to work our glutes and our quads. So we're going to step across, and then we're going to take the foot across the back. 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 Trying to balance with this supporting leg on the inside here. If you can, try and get a little bit deeper, but don't focus too much on that. Just try and focus on getting that back knee right out there. Really good exercise to build these glutes for when we're doing the pack walking and keeping your balance. Good. Challenge your depth on those if you can. Next exercise we move on to, front plank. Because it's 30 seconds, I'm going to challenge you guys to stay on your toes for the whole set. Okay, we ready? Key things, flat back, keep your butt squeezed, and your elbows should be directly beneath your shoulders. Try and breathe normally, relax. Draw your stomach button in and hold that position. Try and breathe normally, nice and flat. Relax your shoulders. Nice one. Okay, next exercise is for our glutes and the hamstrings. So we're going to do some hip bridges, lying on our back. Relax your head. Hips up and down. And down. Try not to touch the ground with your butt. Try and keep your butt off the ground if you can. And try and push equally through each side. So each side is doing the same amount of work. You can go faster if you want to, or you can slow them down, but try and keep that butt off the ground. Nice one. Hamstrings, glutes. Next exercise, guys, is the squats. Okay, just standard body weight squat, hands out the front. Want to sit back into the heels. Down nice and low, up high. Down low, up high. Breathing's really important. Those hands are just to balance yourself, because we're trying to get the butt back first, and then from there. When you're coming up to the top, you want to bring the hips forward so the glutes are squeezed. We're doing some work through the glutes as well. Nice job. Next exercise is a very challenging one, team. Woo! The alternating plank. So we go into our plank position and we can alternate between front and side. Front and side. Just do a different angle for you so we can move between them. Targeting our obliques here, which are on the sides here. Okay, the waist area. Very important to train the glutes and the obliques, because they both work as stabilizers. Okay, our next exercise is burpees. Woo! Did these in the assessment, should be pretty familiar. If you want to do the low impact, you can. Low impact was these. It's our option. Okay, if you want to speed them up, or you want to go a bit more faster, take the next level with the jumping. Straight arm, no push up for these ones. Up to you what you want to do. Core option there. Nice work. It's 8 sets. Once we've done our 8 sets, got 1 minute of cardio. I'm going to go for a minute run. You can choose what you want to do. Up to you. See you soon. Nice work, team. So we've got through one of our circuits. So that was 8 stations plus the 1 minute of cardio at the end. So that is 1 round. The objective is to do another 4. Okay? So reset your timer back to that same work to rest ratio. 30 seconds of work, 15 seconds rest, times 8 sets, and then go through from top to bottom again. Okay guys, first exercise is the kneel to stand. Make sure you're alternating legs. Try and get through as many as you can in 20 seconds. Okay, it was a short set, but that's all good. Move across, bench step up. Okay guys, next exercise, star jumps. Pack comes off. Nice. Next exercise, move on to side plank dips. Now side here, go up into the side plank, hips down, hips up. Because we've only got 20 seconds of work, we'll change it about that 10-second mark. About there, straight across. Nice work. Too easy. Wall sit. Cross on the tree. Time begins. Okay, move on from the wall sit to a butterfly sit up. Feet together, tuck them in, arms overhead, full range of motion. So the feet are actually touching each other on the ground there, and I'm trying to pull them in as close as I can to my butt. Nice work. Okay, next core exercise, iron cross, legs out nice and straight. Start open, pull to the middle, push back. Try and keep your feet off the ground if you can. Nice work. Too easy. Next exercise, staggered push-ups. So the hands are in an unconventional position for our push-up. So each push-up we do, nice work. So there's our one round. 2 minutes of run time now for me. Guys have got 2 minutes of high intensity cardio. See you back here.
Activity completed.
Go. Woo. 2 minutes of run time. Good stuff. Okay. So now that we've done one round, we've got more to go. So start your timer again, and we're back on and into it. Got to put the pack on. First couple of exercises with the pack. Keep going, push hard. Remember, if you want to do a little bit more, if you want to work through a little bit of your rest period, you can. The idea is to try and transition from station to station as fast as you can. And that 2 minutes at the end is just to jack that heart rate right up before you rip into the next round of your circuit. If you're working through the starter fitness level, I'm going to take you through some options for that now. Okay Okay guys, first exercise is kneel to stand. So kneeling on the ground and then standing straight up from there. Alternate legs. Try and get as many done as we can. Nice work. Okay, next exercise, bench step ups. Okay, move on to star jumps. Everyone can do star jumps, hopefully. If you can't do these, just do some step outs like that if your knees are bad. Otherwise, try and get into these full range of motion. Get as many reps as we can. Remember, we're trying to work high intensity for 20 seconds. Not at 50% effort, 100%. Okay, move down to the ground, we move on to a side plank. Okay, from here, lift the hips up, and we're going to hold here for 10 seconds on this side, and then we're going to try and move straight across to the other side for 10 seconds. Straight across if we can. So here, 10 seconds here. Nice job. Good work, great job. Okay, move across to our wall sit, so hopefully you've got a tree or a wall. Here. Onto the tree. Legs. Okay, we've done our tree sit, nice job. Going to keep working, we've got the core now, so we're going to go sliding sit up. Slide up, shoulders down. Try and get those palms to the top of the knee. Shoulders down. Keep breathing. Chin into chest. Nice. Got another core exercise coming. Going to be going into an iron cross modified version. So from here, start nice and wide, sit up and down. Just touching into the middle of the shin there, on the sides. Try and keep those feet up if you can. That way we're working the lower abdominals and the upper abdominals. So right to the bell, move on to there guys. Moving into our staggered push-ups. So it's not a normal push-up, we've got hands staggered. Okay, so that each push-up has to be from a different position. They can be close, they can be wide. If you can, do them from your toes. Do them from your toes. Up to you. Go wide if you can go forwards. Nice job. Okay, those are our 8 rounds. Now we've got 2 minutes of high intensity cardio, it's your choice. I'm going for a 2-minute run.
Activity completed.
Go for a bike, row, box, whatever. 2 minutes at high intensity. I'll see you soon. Righto guys, 2 minutes high intensity, done. So that is one full round, our 8 stations plus our 2 minutes of cardio. Got another 3 rounds to go, 3 to go. Okay, so total is 4, 3 more, start your interval timer again and then work through from top to bottom. Okay, remember you'll get sort of better as you go, get more familiar with each exercise. Try and get from station to station as quick as you can. Alright, rip into it. I'll see you in the next workout. Okay, so I'm going to go through a couple of my key mobility and stretching exercises, ones that I regularly do. I actually do quite a few of these when I'm out hunting as well after a hard day. So this is for the hip flexor. So what we're doing here is taking that front foot and getting that space between the back knee and the front foot. Chest is up nice and high, and I'm trying to keep my hips nice and straight. While I'm doing that, I'm trying to move my body weight forwards into the stretch. So the stretch that I'm feeling is from the top of this hip here, down through and into the middle thigh. Okay, the further I can reach forward, the more of a stretch I'm getting through that hip flexor. Hip flexors tend to get really tight if you are sitting down a lot. So it's a really good way of just opening up those hips a little bit more. One way we can make that stretch go even further is to take this arm on the same side as the leg is being stretched. Want to reach it up overhead, reach it up as high as you can, and all of a sudden you'll feel that that stretch through that hip flexor is starting to increase. You can also try and move those hips further forward and into the stretch. So if we hold this here for about 40 seconds, focus on your breathing as well. Remember to get some nice deep breaths out. You'll find that when you breathe out, you can actually get a little bit more range of motion in that stretch. Okay, another 10 seconds here. Remember to keep your chest up and your hips are nice and straight. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and we'll just slowly ease our way back from there. Really good stretch for the top of the hips, so we'll swing it around to the other side. I'll just do the front on version now. Okay, so remember the hip that we are stretching, that's the one at the back. Okay, so we're in a nice space, front foot to the knee, lean yourself forward. If that's feeling nice and well stretched there, you can just hold it here for a little while, and then we can move into that extended arm overhead real soon. So just ease into it as well. Best time to do your stretching and mobility work is when the body is warm. So if it's not directly after a workout, if you have a shower in the evening, a warm shower, it's a really good time to do your mobility work, because then while you're sleeping, your muscles are going into a bit more of a relaxed state for that sleep period. You can actually help with your mobility gains. So that's another option. If you don't get time for a stretch during the day after your workout, put yourself into the warm shower, or if you've got a spa or heat room of some sort, spend a bit of time in there, get the body nice and warm, then do your mobility work. It'll be a lot more efficient. So now I'm feeling that stretch through that hip flexor, because I'm pushing that weight through the hips and I'm leaning forward. Got a real good space between the front foot and the back knee. Hips are moving forward, arm is up nice and high. So it's almost like you're trying to reach up as high as you can, not just sort of holding it there, but actually purposely extending and pulling upwards. Okay, we'll hold for another 10 seconds here. So those are our two hip flexors. Okay, the next stretch we'll go on to is for the hips and the glutes, so it's quite a common one. You'll see a lot of people doing it. So we're lying down on the back there, we lift one leg up, and we take this arm here, so the side that it's going to be pulled across to, we take that and we put our hand on that kneecap. Okay, we want to keep this shoulder down on the ground, and then we want to move our body weight across to that side. Try and keep your shoulder on the ground, and we're just applying a little bit of downwards force with this hand here. Remember to breathe. Find that we get a greater range of motion if we breathe out more. You need to recycle the leg, bring it back through. reset it. Try and get that down towards the ground if we can. Keep that other shoulder on this side down on the ground. We'll bring it back to the start. What we can do as well from there is we can manipulate the angle that that leg is coming over on. So we can keep it on quite a shallow angle, or we can actually pull it up higher and then get into a slightly different area of the hips. Okay, so that's something to have a wee go with. Okay, we'll do the other side now. So up and over, and the leg or the side that it's going to be pulled down onto, we take that hand, this other shoulder stays down on the ground, and we slowly pull down into the ground. Stretches there, those hips should be feeling fairly good. Okay, we're going to move on to another exercise now, or another stretch. This one's called the pigeon stretch. Now I've got a long way to go in terms of getting better on this one, but that's why I'm doing it, so it's the key thing. So we're going to start from that kneeling position here, and we're going to pull one knee forward. So from this kneeling position here, we're going to pull one knee forward, and then we're going to move that weight backwards. What we're trying to do is get the angle of that foot across the midline of the body, and then we're putting our body weight over the top of that foot. So we can hold the stretch here, and we should feel that the stretch is coming through this glute here, or up higher into the hip, around here, then down through here. Okay, so we can hold it there. If you want to make that a little bit tighter, if you want that stretch to burn a little bit more, we can then put the body weight, a bit more body weight over the top of it, and bring the hips down further. So let that weight come down onto that stretch. Remember our breathing as well. We want to try and get our breathing happening. So make sure we've got nice deep breaths. The stretching is about relaxing as well. The other side, so we'll just go front on for this one. Okay, so body weight back, bring one leg forward, move the other one back, and then we just rotate and pivot that foot towards the outside of the body, and then we just have our body weight over the top to start with. Try and keep your hips nice and square if you can, and keep your breathing going. It's very easy to stop breathing, but keep your breathing going. Try and relax as much as you can. So what we're going to do from there now is we're going to bring that body weight down over the top of those hips. And we can focus on that breathing now. So we want a couple of deep breaths out, and as we breathe out, we want to try and increase the intensity of that stretch. So try and keep your hips square and just gradually increase the load on that stretch. So you should be feeling that your hip and your glute is being stretched here, guys. Okay, and we come slowly up from that stretch. Okay, we bring that foot back around and into there. Okay, so those 3 key stretches, okay, for our hip flexor. So that was our key first one there, stretching the top of the hip. Second exercise was stretching the hip and the glutes and the lower back, and that was bringing that body weight across and down. Okay, working through to both sides. And then the final stretch, of course, was our pigeon stretch. We're trying to move that foot across the midline, square up the hips, and then drop the weight over the top. Okay, so we're obviously working through both sides. Don't just focus on one side, do both sides. So the whole total stretching routine there is 6 minutes of stretching, and your idea is to go through 2 or 3 rounds of it. Okay, so really good to loosen up the hips. If we're doing a lot of pack training and carrying a lot of load, we do need to do some work to actually start loosening things up, because they do take a fair amount of hammering. So give those a nudge. Don't have to just do them at home. As I said, I use them on the hill as well. So after a long day, I'll go through a couple of stretches, especially for the hips, and I'm pretty sure it helps me on the next day. So give them a nudge.